At this point, I'm pretty sure we've all seen all these memes on the price of eggs all of a sudden, and if we're being honest, most of us have shared these memes as well. I mean, come on, with record-setting egg prices, it's just too hard to resist trolling the people who voted for Zieg high on Adderall over egg prices. But what I find absolutely incredible, stunning really, is how after 4 years of blaming every problem in the world, real or imaginary, on one man, and how there was only one man in the entire universe who was personally ordained by God who could possibly fix all of these problems, and he would do it magically starting on day one, just out of the blue, overnight, in the blink of an eye, suddenly understand the nuances of global economic trends and policy overlap between presidential administrations. They're just flooding the comments to let us know about the intricacies of the egg market and telling us that because the Biden administration believed in things like bird flu, he ordered the killing of millions and millions of chickens, and that's why egg prices are high, and it's not Trump's fault. You mean to tell me that the president can't control absolutely everything, and some of the things going on in our world today may be out of his control or consequences of previous events? Hey, little Trumplicans here, I got a secret for ya. We fucking know. It's literally the point of the joke. For years, you guys have blamed every single thing wrong in the world on a president you didn't like. Like, y'all blamed so much dumb shit on Obama that it just became a joke that anytime something bad happened, you just replied with thanks, Obama. Like, oh, stubbed my toe. Thanks, Obama. That's how fucking ridiculous you morons were all the way back then. And then Biden gets into office and you immediately start blaming all of the shit that happened in 2020 on him. Oh, inflation is skyrocketing. Government's giving away all this free money. Donald Trump made a point to put his name on the free money checks. Do you not fucking remember? Biden was not president for a single minute of the year 2020, and to this day, you morons still blame him for shit that happens then because you forgot and you just associate the pandemic with him. And as inflation skyrocketed, you blamed it on Bidenomics before he ever passed a budget or a bill, and every single little thing was Biden's fault according to you from then on out. And then it was Kamala's fault because apparently somehow the VP runs the country. And through that entire time, we tried having those nuanced conversations with you, making you understand that the price pains that we were feeling and the inflation was something that was happening globally. That in reality, we were feeling it the least. A lot of the things like the supply chain issues were global problems that were out of any one person's control. That the cheap gas that we only had for the last few months of Trump's presidency were a result of the fact that the entire world was shut down and nobody was fucking driving. And the increasing prices we had after that were due to increasing demand from the world just starting to drive again, and international destabilization among big oil producers like Russia when they invaded Ukraine, and leftover Trump policies like when he forced OPEC to cut production to drive up prices to pat his oil donor buddies on the back who are suffering through the pandemic. Tried explaining that the higher taxes you were paying under the Biden administration were literally Trump's tax plan that had those spikes built into it because we are still, to this day, operating under Trump's first-term tax plan. And you responded with, I did that sticker on the gas pumps. So why the fuck would we acknowledge the nuances now? Do we know that current egg prices are not entirely Trump's fault? Yeah, we fucking know because we passed the third goddamn grade. Just like we knew that gas prices on the rise 4 years ago weren't Biden's fault, and apparently you did too. You just chose to be that fucking stupid. See, we have wanted to have these nuanced conversations with you for 20 fucking years. We tried explaining to you for years that just because we vote for somebody doesn't mean they're our cult leader, it doesn't mean we love them, it doesn't even mean we like them. It just meant that the policies that the people we were voting for were the least shitty. That was it. And we wanted to talk about those nuances because we wanted you to view the people that you vote for the same way. That way, we could collectively, together as American people, push our representatives towards doing shit that represents all of us. And we could only do that by talking about the nuances of the things that were A, out of our elected officials' control, and B, the things that were in their control that they were actually doing. But that's not what y'all wanted. Y'all wanted to be on your little team because apparently you're a bunch of losers with no fucking friends, and that's the only way you could find a social group. And the only way you could be on your stupid little team was to make sure that you always defended whatever the fuck they did, no matter how ridiculous, and then blame everything wrong in the world and just make up wild conspiracies about the opposing team. So we try to talk about the nuances of healthcare reform, and we have to listen to you guys drool on about Jewish space lasers and Hillary Clinton drinking blood in a pizzeria basement. So you win. This is the game you wanted to play. This is the game we'll play. We are tired of wasting intellectual energy on people who could get outwitted by a fucking koala. From here on out, as far as we're concerned, every single thing wrong in the world is Trump's fault. And you know what? In reality, as far as we're concerned, it is, because he promised to make all these things better and you were dumb enough to believe that he would make them better, and they're not better. See, we never went to bat for Biden like that because we knew how stupid we'd look when he got into office and didn't fix all of the things that we knew he couldn't or wouldn't. Because we're not in a weird little cult. We're gonna share all kinds of memes, blaming all kinds of shit on him, whether it's his fault or not, because we're making fun of you. And if you come into that and are like, well, actually, the socioeconomic conditions really make it so it's not actually Trump's fault. Yeah, we fucking know, and you're just making yourself more a butt of the joke we already made you the butt of. Here's a good rule of thumb. If you ever think you're gonna come in and make a point that's gonna educate us on something we don't already know, just assume we already know it. Because we do. Because we're smarter than you. And it's truly adorable, and I get it that now you want to have those nuanced conversations. You know, now that you're trying to not look like an idiot because he's not fixing any of the stuff he promised you he's gonna fix. Now you want to talk about the nuances of farm subsidies and the Affordable Care Act and Social Security and Medicare because he's taking away the welfare checks and government handouts that you rely on, and it's hurting you personally. Yeah, I get it. We get it. It sucks for you because it sucks for all of us. Like we told you it would. But sorry, we're done. We're done talking nuance with numbskulls. This is what you wanted, so this is what you get. It's just going to be an endless stream of us making fun of all of the things that you swore would get better and haven't because you were dumb enough to believe a billionaire gave a shit about you.